Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather and today we're going to be starting a video where I play a bingo board and I read specific books based on the bingo board, you know, square thingy. And we're going to do summer romance first for this. I've already started it, but I just forgot to film an intro, so here's the intro for it. I'm gonna send you back almost a couple months ago because I started this right when summer started, and yeah, so I'm gonna send you back there, but I just wanted to let you know that that's what this video is gonna be. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you stick around. I might have put timestamps on this video for you. We shall see, but let me know in the comments how you feel about this particular video. Okay, have fun! I'm sending you back. This is embarrassing because as I'm editing this video, I realized that I didn't either I deleted the footage by accident or I didn't even record the footage for the first book in this video, which is Bleacher Report, and it is the character who works in like audio, and our main female character is a sports reporter. So she works in audio. I can't believe I did that. Of course, it wouldn't be a Heather video without something like this happening. And also, this is the first time that I was doing a bingo, and I did not know to show you my phone for the spins. So trust me, okay? Please, just trust me. So I'm a little over halfway with Bleacher Report, so I wanted to go ahead and fill you in and let you know how I'm feeling about it. I still think it's really cute. I really like Hunter and I really like Peyton, and I like them together. And I knew they were going to like have super good chemistry, and they do. And I don't know, I really like this whole like group of people that we're following with the team. And I like all of the banter that they have. I like the overall like closeness that the team has with each other, and it's just a really cute romance. So I wanted to go ahead and do the bingo board again, because once I read that one, I'm just gonna like go straight into my next one. So I wanted to do that with you. So B5. What is B5? Renovation romance. Okay. You know what? I have to find it first because I redid all my bookshelves. Renovation. The next book that we're gonna read is this one. I'm super excited. It's Astrid Parker Doesn't Fall by Ashley Herring Blake. Got me a sapphic romance. I have the audiobook for this. This is going to be perfect. So yeah, once I get done with Bleacher Report, I will fill you in, and then I'll start reading this. Again, I guess I didn't want to talk to you about Bleacher Report, but I ended up giving it 4 stars. Thought that it was a really cute romance. Love all the characters, love the world. Can't wait to continue on with this particular series. It's a hockey romance. You have all of these guys that are on the same hockey team who start to fall in love with other people, and it's just really cute, and I really liked these two characters together. They were fantastic. I will say the reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because there's some miscommunication in here that I did not appreciate. Per usual, I don't like miscommunication in my romances. I just want them to all talk to one another and everything like that. But yeah, so 4 stars. Hey, wanted to let you know I'm halfway through Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail, and I'm really enjoying it. I have been laughing so much throughout this book because it's so freaking adorable. And Astrid is Delilah Green's stepsister, and she is wound up. Like, she's very type A. She doesn't really know how to joke around. She doesn't really know how to like not be super just like on point all the time. And you find out why she's like that. It has to do a lot with her mom. But she ends up meeting Jordan, and their meet cute is not a very good one, but I thought that it was adorable once again. And then she finds out that Jordan is actually the carpenter that is on the show that she is filming right now. So this is about a renovation. And Astrid is the main interior designer. Jordan's the carpenter, and Jordan's twin brother is the one who wants their family home, like their family home, well, their grandmother's family home, to be on this show. And this is Astrid's big break in the interior design world, because she's working with a woman named Natasha, who is like a super big influential designer, and she really wants to nail this project. But Jordan does not want her family home to completely not be what it is anymore, because it's like it's an older house. It's supposed to be haunted. It has a lot of character, a lot of charm, and Jordan doesn't want all of that character and charm to go away. But Astrid's design is very modern and luxury, and Jordan does not want the house to go away from that. So she kind of sabotages Astrid along the way, and it's out of love for her grandmother and this house. So it's not like bad sabotaging, but she does not consult Astrid before she starts to change up the design and everything like that. So they have a little bit of a headbutton situation going on. But Astrid, she does not consider herself queer. She's always been attracted to men. But she meets Jordan, and she realizes, wow, that she's actually really attracted to Jordan, and she's coming to terms with her sexuality. And I really like that journey for her, because when she finally has started to realize that she is attracted to another woman, you can see her wound upness start to unravel a little bit, and she starts to have a little bit more fun. And she realizes too that she might have been attracted to women all along, and she's starting to see those little pieces of herself throughout the years. So she's finally getting to know herself and finally like coming out of her shell a little bit, and I really like to see that. And Jordan has a past, and she's working through that past. And her and Astrid have this one-on-one time together, and they start to talk about each other's lives and everything. And I thought that it was really heartwarming scene, and it helped both of them get to know each other more. So I'm really liking their pairing. And then you get to see all the rest of the people. Iris, who is Astrid's best friend, Claire, who is Astrid's best friend, and then we also get to see Delilah from the last book. Delilah Green Doesn't Care, and I absolutely love Delilah. Delilah's character is one of my favorite fictional characters ever. I just love her sarcasm. I love her wit. I love her dryness. And her and Claire together, they just complete each other so well. And Astrid and Delilah haven't always gotten along because they're stepsisters, and throughout their life, like throughout their young childhood and everything, there was a lot of devastation that went on in their family, and they didn't really get that opportunity to be close when they were younger. But they're working through that now, and their relationship is just so funny. I absolutely love getting to see them together, and I'm so happy that Delilah is like Delilah and Claire are still a really big part of this book. Delilah just brings that humor that needs to be in the book, and not that Astrid and Jordan aren't funny or anything, but I just love that dryness about Delilah. So I'm really happy that we're getting that in this as well. So yeah, halfway through, I think it is adorable, and I'm obviously loving it because I just talked about her 5 minutes. I do have to go to the library and return some books and pick some books up, so I wanted to go ahead and spin the wheel because I want the next book to be a library book, even though this is like reading off of my shelves and everything. But you know, supporting local libraries are important too. So I'm gonna pull up the wheel and 22. Spies or assassins? Okay. I might be able to find something at the library like that, but if I can't, then I already know one book on my bookshelf that would work for this. So let's go to the library together and see if I can find something with spies or assassins, and if I can't, then the next time we spin, it'll be a library book. That'll work. I ended up finishing Astrid Barker Doesn't Fail, and I am giving it a 4.5. It wasn't my perfect 5, but it was really, really, really good, and I enjoyed my time in this. I loved getting to see all the characters from Delilah Green. I have a newfound respect for Astrid because she was not my favorite character in Delilah Green, but getting to know her more, I do respect her a lot more and sympathize with her a lot more than I did in Delilah Green. She's not the evil stepsister. She's not, she is overbearing, but she's like that because her mom has instilled that in her, and that's the way that she copes with everything that's around her. But Jordan really helps her with that and really helps her not be so wound up, you know, and just helps her enjoy life a lot more. And I thought that their relationship was really special. But yeah, I really enjoyed my time in this. I laughed and it was funny. It was heartwarming. Jordan and Astrid are really good for each other, and I'm just happy to see that they're happy. And I ordered the Iris Kelly Doesn't Date book, and it should be here like tomorrow or something like that, so I have that on my shelf. And yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I thoroughly enjoyed my time with this. It's really, really cute. If you're looking for a sapphic romance that has renovation in it, it's like, it's not really a competition show or anything, but like a, you know, one of those house renovation shows. There's a lot of talk in here about interior design, which I really, really liked. So if you're looking for that, I would pick this up. It has a really good friend group and it was very, very cute. So now talking about these two. So the next thing is Spies or Assassins. Went to the library, you saw me, and I picked these two out. Filthy Rich Fae, I know, has like spies and espionage in it, not essentially like true assassin-y, but it does have like spy, and it's about a crime family, so possibly. But I also picked up Shadowheart, which is the second book in a series, but you can read it as a standalone, and this is actually about an assassin. So it's set in medieval times, I believe. Oh no. Excuse me. So I'm gonna read the first chapter of both of these. I was able to get my hands on the audio, like the true audiobook for this, but I have a sample of this that I'm gonna read and see which one I like better. We'll see which one I like. Sorry if you hear my baby in the background. He's ready to be done with his food. Y'all, this book has been such a pleasant surprise. I was not expecting this. I know that it's about like an assassin and everything like that, but I was not expecting the steam that's in here. And I wasn't expecting the overall like chemistry between the characters. Like, I didn't really go into this with high hopes, okay? But we have Elaine, and we also have, what is his name? Allegretto. And he is an assassin. She is of noble blood, if you want to say that. And they have an arranged marriage pretty much, where she is essentially forced to marry him, and if she doesn't marry him, then she's going to get sold off into slavery. So she marries him, and at first they cannot stand each other, and she's just ready to leave him. She tries to escape multiple times, but then they just grow to love each other. And he is still like a brute, but very soft towards her once she finally realizes that, hey, he's not as bad as I thought. And not that I agree with the way that they got together in their first like intimate scene and everything, which it really wasn't that intimate to me. It was borderline non-consent. And y'all know how I feel about that. Consent is always very important to me in romances. But when it comes to their intimate scenes, they have a very darker approach, which I was not expecting. Kind of BDSM, which you do you, but they just like, they go at it, and I wasn't expecting that. This book was written in '94, so this book was considered scandalous, and I freaking love it. Like, I love it, and I will most likely read from this author again because I like her writing style. I'm enjoying the overall setting, the overall plot, character development, all of those things. I'm enjoying that. Like I said, there are some things that I'm not enjoying, like the consent scenes. I have a hard time enjoying those kind of scenes, but yeah, I'm thoroughly surprised how much I'm enjoying this. I am a little over, I'm at like the 300 page mark. Yeah, around the 300 page mark. So there's killing, there's assassin in here. There's killing, obviously he's an assassin. There's steam, like steam. Very steamy, which I'm enjoying. There's adventure in here. It's kind of like a suspense, almost dark romance, but more suspense than anything, you know. But yeah, scandalous for the 90s. There was some freakadinks back in the early 90s. Not that I'm surprised, but you know, yeah, I surprised, very surprised in a good way. I'm gonna continue reading and I'll let you know how I feel. So, finished this, giving it a 2.5. I was really enjoying it, like I said that I was in the last clip, and then the ending happened, and then I was just really bored through the entire thing. I don't know what happened to the last half of this book. It was not written like the first half of the book. Like a completely different writing style started, and I just didn't really care when it came to the ending of it. I'm giving it a 2.5 just because I still really liked the overall relationship between these two. And oh yeah, and there was a lot of political things that were in here too. I didn't like where that was going. I didn't like where that went, I'll say that. But I did like their relationship, even though there were a lot of things that were standing in their way. They broke up, got back together multiple times. That's not my absolute favorite. I can't appreciate what this story did. So just wanted to let you know, 2.5. It's not my absolute favorite, obviously. And yeah, the ending just kind of sucked a little bit. But we're gonna spin the wheel and see what my next read is going to be. Oh, character living abroad. I'll have to think about that one. Hold please. Found one. Raiders of the Lost Heart. I've had this book on my bookshelf for a while, and the cover is so freaking cute. I've heard so things about this, but I just know that it's supposed to be a wild ride. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be adventurous. It's supposed to be all the things that I really like about romance. I think it's actually like a 1/10 thing too, so like a 1-bedroom. But they supposedly are rivals that don't like each other, and that they're just trying to like find Aztec ruins. Yay. Good timing. because my husband and my little baby just got home. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading this and I'll let you know how I feel when the time comes. Okay, bye. Good morning. So I started reading this yesterday and I'm a little over halfway. I wasn't really liking it at first just because it was taking a while, and the dialogue between Corey and Ford wasn't my absolute favorite, but now that I like have gotten to know them and everything and know their personalities, I'm enjoying it. It's very adventurous, it's very steamy, it's funny. There are some more serious scenes in here because Ford's mom is sick and he's feeling guilty about being on expeditions when his mom is sick, you know. And then Corey, she is an archaeologist and she's not respected in her field because she's a woman, and especially a woman of color. So she has to work really, really hard to get the respect that she deserves in being an archaeologist. But they are trying to find this one specific relic that is very near and dear to Corey's heart because she comes from the bloodline of the specific relic, or the specific peoples who have the relic, you know. So when she gets called on this expedition, her and Ford have a past with each other, and it's supposed to be enemies to lovers. It's more like hate to love, you know. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, especially now that the steamy parts are in. The steams, they're good. They're really good. But yeah, the overall adventure part I'm really, really liking. I'm liking all of the descriptions that the author is giving. I like the way that like she's presenting how they are having to camp out in the wilderness and in like basically the forest, and there's dangerous snakes, there's dangerous bugs and all this stuff, and it's just very atmospheric and I'm really, really liking it. Even though I'm not done with this yet, I want to go ahead and spin the wheel to see what I'm going to read next for this particular video. I'm going to be picking off of my shelves again because I need to read off of my shelves, and spinning the wheel. Do y'all like it when I spin the wheel like in the actual video, or like have a screen recording? I'm doing this because I don't have a lot of memory on my phone left. Focus on my phone, not me. What is that? 25. Oh dang, we're going all the way to the very bottom. Class differences. Okay, let me go look. I found one, and I've had this book on my bookshelf for the longest time and I have not read it yet. It's The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. He comes from wealth. She is an indigenous activist. So I think this is also second chance romance. But I'm reading this for the class differences. So after I get done with this one, I'm gonna hop into this one. Obviously I'll tell you my final thoughts on this. But yeah, just I wanted to spin the wheel, okay? That's what I wanted to do. So, okay. Woo, okay. This is the romance that I needed in my life, okay? Whew, Maxim. Although he did something really shitty, what he just said got me all giddy, and I'm just like, okay. Oh, okay. So, words. Lennox and Maxim, they have a very long past with each other. This is the second chance romance, and I know that I haven't, okay, first, before I talk about this book, I know I hadn't updated you on the Raiders of the Lost Heart yet, but I want to talk about this first because, yeah. Anyways, so Lennox and Maxim, they have a long past. They met during a protest that Lennox was putting on for her tribe, because Maxim's dad is like an old guy. I don't remember. It's called like Cade Enterprise. No, Cade something. But he he's one of those people that goes around and like lays water lines and all that kind of stuff, but he's doing it on Lennox's people's land, and she is protesting that because it's her people's land. It's like where they have lived for a long time, and him being a businessman like Cade, Maxim's dad, he doesn't care. He just wants the money. So it ends up happening, and Lennox's people lose a lot of their land due to what they're doing. She's extremely passionate about activist work, and she's wanting to go into politics, and she's wanting to do good things, especially for indigenous and brown people in the United States. And Maxim, he doesn't like his dad. He doesn't like what his dad's doing, but he's also not forthcoming with who he is with Lennox. And there was a scene that just happened, and good God, I about, like I just said, I was so giddy about it, because what he just said, I was like, oh, even though you did wrong, boy, like, even though you did wrong, man, I'm like, oh, you know, just swooning. But I am so glad that Lennox held her ground and did not give in to him, because what he did was was shitty, and she deserves a lot better than that, and he knows that. So this is one of those where the man is having to like grovel, and he's having to like down on hands and knees make her realize that he is the man for her. And I haven't read a book like this in a long time. Oh my God, I love it when the guy has to basically like get back in good graces, okay? I love it when the love interests have to do this. It is, oh my God, it just makes me, and Kennedy Ryan does it every time. I don't know how she does it every time, but she does it every time. And yeah, that's just how I feel right now. I know I haven't really said a whole bunch about this book, but I just wanted to fill you and let you know that. So let's talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I ended up giving it a 3.25, and I'll put it right here. The book's over there, but I don't feel like getting up and getting it. Not much else to say about it besides what I said earlier. I liked Corey. Ford is an idiot, and I did not like him at all. I couldn't get past him just being dumb, in my opinion. Like, he's supposed to be this like super smart archaeologist person, doctor, and like one of the brightest minds in the game, but I found him dumb as hell, and I don't know what Corey saw in him. I could not get past that. But I did like all the adventure. I did like Corey herself. The steamy scenes were really good, but when he started talking, like his dialogue, could not get past it. And what he did with his team, could not get past it. So I should probably give this book lower than a 3.25, but I just really liked all the adventure, and I liked all of the history of the Aztec culture that was in here. And I really liked how passionate Corey was about that, because what they're looking for is something that she has always wanted to look for, and it's like her pride and joy. And I really love seeing that in books where people are like finally getting to see something that they have strided for, or you know, that they've been wanting to see for forever. What they're looking for is something that is really going to help Corey break out underneath that stereotypical women can't do what men can do in the archaeology field. And I didn't realize that it was like that, which is stupid, but it's like that, I guess. It's a very misogynistic field, and Corey wants to be respected in her field. So this find will really help her with that, and I was really enjoying that part of it. But yeah, 3.25. It's cute. I don't know if I'm going to continue on with the series, just because the writing style wasn't my absolute favorite, and like I said, the dialogue, the puns in here, I found dumb. The camera's about to die, but I wanted to let you know I finished this. I'm giving it 4.5. I loved it. It was great. It is over a long range of time for them to get together, but once they finally got together, I was like, oh my god, yay, finally, thank you Lord. But it wasn't like a, oh my god, I'm annoyed. It's like, finally, you know. But yeah, beautiful story. Kennedy Ryan knows how to write some emotional, good, steamy romances that have a lot of topics in them, especially about Indigenous rights, how Indigenous women and children go missing, and how people just don't care and they don't want to investigate this. How reservations also, when there are people that go missing on reservations, it's harder for them because they don't have a lot of the resources that other police departments have. And Lennox is wanting to change that. And then we have Maxim, I'll call him Kingsman. We have him, and he doesn't want to follow in the footsteps of his father because his father is one of the people that is basically destroying the environment, and he decides that he wants to be an environmentalist, and he travels all over the world, does really good things, and he and Lennox find a way to be with each other, and they do. And it was a good ride. Like, it was a really... My camera's died on me twice. Yes, I charged it for like 2 minutes, but really good time. The camera's about to die again. I want to go ahead and spin the wheel and pick my next book, so hopefully my camera doesn't die before then. Come on, wheelie. Spinning the wheel. What's that? 6. 6 is, ooh, a Western romance. I almost have a freaking bingo too, so I'm gonna pick me a Western romance. Right now my camera's really about to die, but wanted to let you know we're reading Bull Rushing for the Western romance. This is supposed to be a dark, steamy, spicy Western romance. So we're gonna read it. Okay, and it's super pretty. This is one of my cover to cover books that I got recently, so yep, we're gonna read this one. First off, life update. I tried to put on my favorite pair of jeans. I haven't worn jeans in a while because I work from home, so I always want to be comfy, you know. And I was like, well, I want to wear my favorite jeans because I haven't worn them in a while, and it's almost fall time, so I need to make sure that they fit. Well, guess what? They don't fit anymore, and I'm like, are you telling me in a couple months I have gained that much weight? So I'm rectifying that, and I am gonna start doing like wall Pilates because I need to move. Because I sit all day, and I know I'm gaining weight, but I just didn't want to, I didn't want to come to terms with it, okay? So that's my life update. I hate working out, but I know I need to because it's a no bueno, okay? I am getting older. I can't eat like I used to. Like, I was one of those people that I could just eat and I didn't have to worry about my weight at all. But then I have 2 babies now, and ever since the second baby came, it's not happening anymore. And I'm like, are you serious? So, life update. I'm in my feels right now, but this book is also making me in my feels. Disclaimer, I usually do not like books like this. One, because I'm not cheating is like me. If cheating is in a book, I usually will DNF, or it's a very low rated book for me. But this particular one, I am enjoying it. Not that she's cheating, because they're technically still married, but she does have a fiance. Her name is Hazel, by the way. And she is about to get married again to this guy named Curtis. Curtis is a little dweeb. I don't like him at all. But she's about to get married to Curtis. And then she realizes when she's trying to like refinance her house, or not her house, but like the family farm or whatever, that she's still married to Ramsey, her ex. They've been divorced for like 5 years. Something has happened to him to where he had to go to prison for like 6 months, and he needs a place to stay. So he realizes that they are still married, so he goes back to their farm. And Hazel's fiance makes a pact with her because Ramsey has promised her money, and they need money to help with the business and everything. So they're basically in an open relationship, her and Curtis. They agree to that. He knows that they're going to be intimate. He knows that she still probably has feelings for him and everything, but he's like, take one for the team. Get that money. You know, I'll be doing stuff in Vegas, so counteract that with doing stuff with him so you can get that money, you know? And she just realizes that she still has a lot of feelings for Ramsey. And Ramsey is doting over her. He wants her back. He really never wanted to break up. But she didn't want to be in the limelight for him being an NFL star. He's a football player. And she didn't want to be in the limelight. She wanted to stay on the farm. She wanted to run the family business and everything, and he didn't want, he wanted to go play football. So she was like, I want a divorce. So they got a divorce, sort of. No, they didn't. And they're getting to re-know each other. They're rekindling that flame that they had. And it's just really nice to read about the second chance romance about this couple who were in completely different times in their lives when they split up, and now that they are able to be back together, that flame is just like, it's burning hot. And I really have enjoyed their relationship. I like their humor. I like their sarcasm with each other. Their banter is good. Hazel has some very particular kinks, and Ramsey is more than happy to fulfill those for her. And she is scared too, and I just really love that in my romances, when you see one person know exactly what that person needs and what they want, and sometimes they're just not open to talk about what they want because it might not be the conventional thing, and people might deem it as dirty, but their partner is more than happy to fulfill that for them. And I love seeing that in my romances, and she is the same way towards him too. And I can see why their relationship when they were younger didn't work out, but I think, in my opinion, when you get together as a really young couple, you're gonna go through what I consider like divorces along the way. Both of you are gonna grow in different ways, but you have to find a way to coexist. And that's one thing that my husband and I, we've been together for, December will be 14 years. And it hasn't always been great, you know? We've had to go through our difficult times, and we've had to relearn each other, and we've had to really work on our relationship. And you see that in here too, and I just really appreciate that. I really love when we have characters who love each other and they know that they love each other, but they just had to stand up for themselves, and they had to do what they thought was best for them, like for them. And when they finally find each other again, I just like it, okay? I like it. Sorry that the lighting is atrocious, but you're in my laundry room. And I want to spin the wheel, even though I'm not done with Bull Rush yet, but I want to go ahead and spin the wheel so I can make some plans for other videos while I'm making this particular one. So we're going to spin the wheel and see which one I get. And what do we have here? 3. Well, that's nowhere near the bingo that I need, but what is 3? Let's see what 3 is. See if I have an idea of what I want to read. Ooh, an immigrant main character. I'll have to think about it, but I think I have a book for that. Gotta do laundry. Dear Lord, it's hotter than hell out here. And I'm hurting. Today was leg day. And I'm feeling it. And I'm also all up in here. I don't feel all that great today. But the day must go on. And I must tell you about this book. I ended up finishing it. I'm giving it a 4.25. I was going to give it a... Oh, words, Heather. I was going to give it a 4.5, but there was just some things in here that were very repetitive to me, and I was like, we're going to give it a 4.25. I laughed a lot in here. Like I said yesterday, I really enjoyed these characters. I enjoyed their getting back togetherness. I can see why this is a dark romance, because there were some darker topics that popped in. So I take that back from yesterday. But I still think that if you are looking for a dark romance, like if you're looking to get into dark romances, I think this would be a good choice for you. The dark parts of it are just dark enough to get the point across, if you get what I'm saying. And there's a lot of steam in here. There's kinkiness in here. It's not erotic all the way, but it's borderline erotic. So, you know, I thought that it was pretty good. I'm also interested in continuing on with the series because I like the Stockton men, and I really liked Hazel too. I liked her character development and just the overall mystery, suspense behind what was going on the actual farm itself. So yeah, I would recommend this to you if you're looking for a dark Western romance. And I know that I spun the wheel yesterday for an immigrant character, and I'm going to choose Princess in Theory by Alyssa Cole. I love me some Alyssa Cole, especially her horror thriller books. So I know that the main female character, she is from the United States, but she moves elsewhere to marry a prince. And I've heard that it's really cute. I've heard that it gets steamy, and it's just overall a really good romance. That's what I've heard from people. So I've had this on my shelf for a while, and now I'm finally glad that I'm getting to it, because I love me some Alyssa Cole. But it's very hot, and I'm ready to go back inside. I am halfway through A Princess in Theory, and I am enjoying it so far, for the most part. I was a little bit bored at the beginning, but now that we're getting into the meat of everything, I like this story. We have Letty and we have Thabiso. And Letty is getting these emails at the very beginning from Thabiso's assistant. She doesn't know her family's background. Her family evidently was a pretty influential family in Africa, from where Thabiso is from. And his family is wanting him to finally get married. So Letty is getting these emails saying like, the prince has chosen you to be his wife, the prince has chosen you to be his betrothed, and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, leave me alone. And the way that she interacted with those emails, I thought was funny. But Thabiso, being who he is, he's very determined to get her. So he goes to New York. Sorry if you can hear that loud bug. It's very nice outside, so I wanted to update you outside, but it's very buggy out here. Anyways, he is pretending to be somebody that he's not. He's pretending to be this guy named Jamal, who was technically supposed to be working with Letty at her waitress job. So she thinks he is Jamal, And I already know that Letty is not going to like it when she figures out that he is not who he says, because she is very, very, you better tell me the truth. Do not lie to me. If you lie to me, I'll never speak to you again. So he knows that he is messing up, but he can't find the right moment to tell her, because something always happens. I really like the fact that we have a main character that does not take crap from anybody. She is extremely intelligent. She is extremely verbal with her wants and needs, and she's just going through a lot. She's just trying to survive. She's a black woman in STEM. She has misogynistic bosses that give her the brunt work because she is doing an internship, and she's just trying to survive. And then this guy comes into her life and she's like, I don't want a relationship, but I have a lot of feelings for him, and their chemistry is off the charts. The steamy scenes in here are very nice. I have enjoyed them a lot, but I really just like Letty. I like her a lot. She, like I said, she doesn't take crap from anybody. She stands up for herself. She advocates for herself. And when Thabiso realizes that she is going through things at her job that she shouldn't be going through, especially with having a man as a boss, he wants to help her. But she's like, no, 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 I'm going to figure it out on my own, and I'm going to try to, you know, get this internship by myself. But I think he's got his fingers in the background a little bit, because he, not knowing her for as long as they have, like they haven't known each other for that long, he is very protective of her, and he's very protective of his people. And he is like, you're not going to be mistreated, especially when I'm present. And if you are my friend, or if I like you, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure nobody mistreats you. And I like that about him a lot. I love when a main character is super protective of the person that they love or the people that they love. That just like, that solidifies that for me, and I'm like, yes, please do it. Just, you know, I love that. But so far so good. I think that this book is going to be relatively high, like a pretty high rating. I don't know if it's going to be an absolute 5, but we shall see, because Alyssa Cole, she knows how to write. And the thrillers and the horror books that I've read by her, I've absolutely loved. And I'm loving her writing style for romance as well. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that I am liking it so far. Hopefully I'll be able to get through it today or tomorrow, but I'm also in the middle of like 5 other videos. Anyways, you don't need to know that. I just wanted to fill you in and let you know. That's how I feel about it. Hello again from the same angle from earlier. I am about 100 pages out from being finished with this. So I would like to go ahead and spin the wheel. I'm sure you won't mind. So we can see what our next book is going to be for this video. Let's see. 18. Roommates or neighbors. Okay. I think I have one. It's on my TBR cart. I think, funny story. Doesn't this have roommates in it? Pretty sure. Roommates mainly avoid each other one day until they're drowning in their sorrows. They form a they're roommates. And this is on my 25 books of 2025 to read. So we're gonna read a little bit of Emily Henry. Also, I posted something on my Instagram the other day and asking if people wanted to see a vlog, like a little mini vlog. So we're gonna do it with this. I already did it with one in another video and it was really fun. So I'm gonna do it with this one too. And how many pages are in this book? 384. So 384 divided by 4, 96. So I'm gonna fill you in about every 90 something-ish pages. I guess I should look at the... That'll work. Yeah. That'll work. Okay, cool. I'll fill you in and let you know how I feel about this. I just realized that I never updated you on this book because I went ahead and picked a different book, but I am giving this book a 3.75. I enjoyed the first part of this book a lot more than I enjoyed the second part of this book. The second part of the book was really political and it had a lot of politics in it, and y'all know that that's not my favorite. But I do think that Letty and Thabiso have so much chemistry, and I really enjoyed getting to see their romance and how they didn't like each other at first. Well, more Letty didn't like him, sort of, and like the fake him trying to be somebody else, and then her realizing that who he actually is. She was a little put back about it, like standoffish about it, but then she learned about her past and who she actually is and why he was so gung-ho on marrying her. So I do feel like this is a really good romance. It, like I said, the political part of it got on my nerves a little bit, but I like it. I liked it a lot. I'm almost done with Funny Story, so I should see you here in a few minutes when I get done with that, and then I will update you on how I feel. I love fake dating books, and this one's really cute. We have Miles and we have Daphne. They are roommates because their significant others decided that they didn't want to be with them anymore, and Miles and Daphne are gonna, you know, they're roommates now, so they're getting to know each other. They have decided that they're going to start fake dating because they are supposed to go to their ex's wedding. So yeah, they're getting to know each other. It's cute so far. It has that Emily Henry humor that I enjoy a lot, and there are some deeper things going on in here, especially with Daphne, that we haven't dove into yet, but so far so good. Finished Funny Story. I'm giving it 4 stars. I think that it was a very well-rounded book, written very well. The only thing that got on my nerves was a lot of the metaphors in here and trying to be funny when the jokes just didn't hit right for me. But I really did like Daphne. I really did like Miles. I felt like they were a pretty good couple, and I loved how they went from roommates that didn't know each other, that barely spoke, to speaking every day, becoming best friends, and then having a relationship. I liked that aspect. I liked seeing their journey of that. I do appreciate that Emily Henry did not put in, like, their exes were in there a little bit, but neither of them gave in to their exes whatsoever. And it was nice to see that, and it was nice to see them stand up for them, like stick up for themselves when it comes to that. But I just liked how in tune both Daphne and Miles were to each other and their feelings and their emotions. Miles really pays attention, and he isn't accusatory of Daphne when she's going through things, because Daphne has a lot of daddy issues, and he helps her understand and realize that not all guys are like her dad. And even though he seems flighty, when he cares for people, Miles is always there. So I really like that aspect of it. And yeah, I think a lot of people will enjoy this book. I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad that it was on my 20 for 25 shelf. I'm glad that I spun the wheel for this. So there you go. Pick it up if you're interested. Oh no, I already spun the wheel. Crap. Well, there we go. What is that? 13? Oh, did I really get 13? I was hoping that I would get 13 because it's the free space. This little margarita. What is that? That's not a margarita. Daiquiri. Is that daiquiri? So it's an alcoholic beverage drink, because I started to read Her Soulful Crown the other day, and then I stopped reading it, and I want to start it over again and start from the very beginning. So we're gonna read, it's over there, so we're gonna read Her Soulful Crown, and we're gonna read that for that particular. I'm so excited that I got that, and it was not planned whatsoever. I'm just excited. I'm excited that I got that. I spoke it into the universe, and the universe happened. Am I close to a bingo? Sort of. I'm sure I'll put it up on the screen for you, but I have 2 spots right now, or I just need 2 more. How many books have I actually read for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I read 8 books for this video already. If you're still around, thank you so much. But yeah, we're gonna read her Sulphur Crown. I am halfway through. I just had a brain fart. I'm halfway through her Sulphur Crown, and I am not disliking it, but it's not my absolute favorite, because when it comes to the aspect of Annula and Riri being attracted to each other and, you know, emotionally invested in each other, and Riri really liking her, but her not particularly liking him, and she has an agenda, obviously. She is, what is she? She is a poison person. Yeah, poison, like a poisoner. And Riri is the blood, he's a blood god. They call them yakas. And I really like the overall storytelling of the yakas themselves, and how they are extremely relevant to this world, and how they're neither good nor bad, and they, just like anyone else, they have their positives, they have their negatives about them. But Riri is one of those gods that has been cast away, and he ends up possessing someone's body, and Annula is on a mission to get back at people for orphaning her, pretty much. And they end up running into each other, and Riri is fallen first. Annula is still on her mission. She's very calculated, she's very sneaky, and she has a vision, and she wants to fulfill that vision. She doesn't want any side, she doesn't want any side adventures to come along. She just wants to do what she needs to do, get it over with, and become the queen, pretty much. But she has to make a deal with a devil, or a god, you know, and they have a bargain with each other. It brings them closer together. It has gotten in the way of Annula trying to do what she needs to do, and it's also gotten in the way of what Riri is trying to do too, because he is falling for Annula. And yeah, so I really like the storytelling behind the mythology of everything, and I like learning about all of the different gods and all of the different rituals that Annula's people have, and the way that the gods interact with actual people that are in this world. But I'm not 100% with the romance yet. Hopefully it'll get there. But there's a lot more telling than showing me, and y'all know that I am very particular about when an author is writing a story and they're telling me more than they're showing me. So that's the issue that I have. But I'm going to continue. Audiobook's pretty good. Here to update you. I finished Soul for a Crown, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars. Like I said previously, I really liked the mythology aspect of this. I liked getting to learn about all of the yakas and all that. I liked all the side characters. I just didn't really ship Annula and Riri as a couple. They had more of a friendship aspect to them, for me at least. And then the last chapter and then the epilogue, we got a lot of them together, and I liked those chapters. So I know that the author has the ability to write very very intimate chapters, and I wish I would have gotten that a little bit more throughout the book. But if there's another book in the series, I will be reading it because I'm interested to see how this story and how this world is going to continue to develop. If you're looking for a romance based on Sri Lankan mythology, this is a good start. I learned a lot, and I'm excited to actually do my own research on Sri Lankan mythology in the future. So let's spin the wheel and see what the next book we're going to read. Spin it. There we go. 21. First book in a series. Oh, I already know what book I'm going to read. I'm going to be reading Blood and Thorns by Taylor Ashton White. I have an arc of this, and I need to read it. It's already been published. It was published September 2nd, and I just hadn't had time to get around to it yet. So we're going to be reading that. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So I am halfway through Blood and Thorns, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good so far. We have Arabella, and we have Arabella and Sebastian. Arabella is a girl whose father is not very good to her. He has a gambling addiction, and he's always asking her to get him out of debt because, you know, loan sharks are coming after him and everything like that. So Sebastian is a drug lord slash the Beast. He's known in the underground world as somebody that you don't cross, and he has the police department in his pocket and all that kind of stuff. So he's a bad boy. And Arabella gives herself up in her father's place because her father doesn't have the money to pay back. So he was going to get killed. But then Arabella was like, I'll take your place. So now she's in the place of her father, and she is basically Sebastian's toy to play with. It gets hot and heavy. There are a lot of underlining Beauty and the Beast like scenes in here where you can really tell that the author is taking inspiration from the Beauty and the Beast. Obviously it's a lot steamier and it's a lot darker than Beauty and the Beast, duh. But I like that, is it juxtaposition? I like those parallels that have been made between the two. And yeah, it's not bad. I'm enjoying it. And I'm gonna continue reading it. And there's my little baby coming in here to cause havoc. So I gotta go. But yeah, I wanted to let you know that I'm halfway through Blood and Thorns. Good morning. I'm here to update you and let you know that I finished Blood and Thorns, and I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I thought that it was a decent Beauty and the Beast retelling, but after a while it got pretty repetitive about, like, I love steamy scenes, but it got to the point where like about every 5 pages there was a steamy scene, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, Sebastian is getting attached, and Arabella is opening up to him, and he's the bad guy, but her body craves him, and blah 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 blah. Like, I was getting it, but I was like, okay, I need something else. Not that I didn't like the steamy scenes, because they were really good, but they're like, at some point that's all the plot was. I did really like getting to learn about Sebastian's past and learning about why he is the way he is, because he is a very brash person. He's a very scary individual. He has a lot of anger, and he doesn't know how to handle his anger all that well. Sorry, I just ate. But he doesn't understand how to, like, cope. I think he is a good, like, 40 years old or something like that. But he never learned how to cope with the trauma that in his life, which is trauma that he had in his life. That's nothing to play with. And it was really, really sad. There were some really sad points in this book where I felt for him. And Arabella is in great denial about her father. Her father uses her and mentally abuses her, and she thinks that she has to save her father in every aspect. And he uses manipulation to get what he wants out of her. And then when she gets around Sebastian and she actually gets like away from him out of the situation that she's in, she sees how her father really is, and her having to come with terms of that was really, really sad. And I've been in that situation before where you just have to get out of the situation to see how people really are, and it is heartbreaking, but it also makes your life a lot better when you get away from manipulative people like that. And I just felt for her a lot. You know, now that I'm talking about it, I'm gonna give this book 4 stars. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 4 stars because there was a lot of deepness in here. Oh, and I also liked the way that the author wove in other Disney movies. Yeah, so 4 stars. I changed my rating while talking about it, but nevertheless, it was a very dark, suspenseful, it's a suspense romance, and there's a lot of violent scenes in here too, with torture. So read all the triggers before you go into it if you are wanting to read it. But I mean, if you're wanting a dark Beauty and the Beast retelling, this is a pretty good one. And I'm excited to see the other books in the series. I like the author's writing. Some of it was not that great, but overall it was decent. It was decent. So let's spin the wheel to see what we're going to read next. Okay, you can actually see it this time. I don't know why it was so whitewashed. What'd I get? 17. A book that received a B or higher on. So this is Smart Bitches Trashy Books, that blog, if you've never heard of it. Oh, I know what I'm gonna read, because I went on there and I looked at their, hold on. Yeah, I looked at their like lists and stuff like that, and I already had one. And I was hoping that I'd get it because it sounds really good. So this has a romance in it, and this is a gothic tale, part historical fantasy, part puzzle box mystery. The worlds of Dracula and Sherlock Holmes collide. And it does have, it says it has feminine power in here, and there's like a little romance in here. And the person that read this, I believe, gave it an A- and said that it was really, really good. So we're gonna read Strange Beasts. I am a little over halfway through Strange Beasts, and I'm not disliking this, but it's, for me, this has been a very easy book to put down and go do other things, or, you know, go watch YouTube videos or something like that. I am enjoying the adventure that Sam and Hel are going on, but it's not one of those books that's like captivating me in a way where I just want to sit and read it. It is a pretty interesting story about these two going and trying to figure out what is killing people in Paris. Or are they in London? They're in one of those. Paris. And Sam is not a normal field agent, but Hel is, and Hel has a reputation about her where her partners end up dying in mysterious circumstances. Sam is just wanting to figure out what happened to one of her family members. So she asked to be put on this case with Hel to try to figure out, like I said, what is killing people in Paris. And they're just doing the thing. They run across these crazy creatures that try to kill them all the time. There's a secret society in here that's trying to kill them. And they're moving quickly. And I will say this, another thing that I'm enjoying about this book is the scenes, like the really gruesome scenes. The author is doing a really, really good job with those descriptions and being very not overly descriptive with the goriness, but implying that what happened to these people is very gruesome. And those scenes are written very, very well. The creatures that are in here, I'm having a hard time envisioning them. There is your like normal fairy tale vampires and gargoyles and this weird creature that came out of the lake and all that kind of stuff. So the title of this book, Strange Beasts, is appropriate. But to me, it's okay. I ended up finishing this and I'm giving it a 3. Again, I put it down more than I actually feel like I read. And I didn't really all the way get into the story. I thought that there were cool creatures. I thought that the overall adventure to try to figure out what was going on was pretty cool. I did like Hel and Sam together. I thought they were really cute, but I don't know. I felt like it was kind of overwritten as well. A little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, it wasn't my absolute favorite, but I do think people who are into historical mysteries with a little bit of a paranormal twist to it will really, really like this book. It's just, for me, it was okay. So now we are going to spin the wheel to see what I get. I'm hoping either for a 1 or a 9, because that'll give me a bingo. Oops. That'll give me a bingo. Let's see what I get. And I got a 14. Time travel. Do I have a time travel romance? I don't know if I have a time travel romance on my shelf, but I'll go look and then I'll come back and let you know what I pick. So I didn't even tell you what I picked for the time travel romance that I was going to read, but I found One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston on my shelf and I decided to read it. I also got the audiobook on Libby, and I am about 100 pages from being done. Now, this book to me is just a little too long. It's been going on for a while. The concept is really cool. I like August and I like Jane together. I think they are an adorable couple. I think that this whole premise of Jane being stuck like in a time loop, I think she's supposed to be in the 1970s, but it's 2000, like 2020-ish, somewhere around there. I don't know when this book was written. I believe it was 2021. So she's been stuck on the Q train for over 40 years. And her and August meet. They have a really cute meet cute. They have a really cute banter that's going on. They are attracted to one another. They get along really well, and August is determined to try to help Jane figure out who she is, why she's stuck on the train, and August really wants Jane to stay because she's developing feelings for her. And I like the investigativeness, I was about to say the investigativeness, but I like the investigation side of August trying to figure out Jane. I wish there was a little bit more. I also wish there's a little bit more of August's actual life, because we know that she's in school. We've seen like a few scenes of her in school, but nothing's really come of it, honestly. I don't even know if she goes to classes, honestly. And then she also is working at this diner, but she never goes to work. And she's always talking about how broke she is and everything. But I'm like, we only see her on the train with Jane or at her apartment with her roommates, which I really, really, really like the roommate scenes. Her roommates are so freaking fun. And I really like Jane and August individually. I really like them. I really like them together. I just want a little bit more from them, like from their lives, not just with each other, but like them individually. I want a little bit more. And I understand that we're not getting a lot of Jane's as of yet. We're getting like bits and pieces because of her predicament. But August I want a little bit more about her. Did just read something that happened with her and her mom. So August and her mom have kind of a wishy-washy relationship. It's always been this just them two. And August finds out something that her mom did to her. And she's been hiding something from August all of her life. And August finally realizes, like, the relationship that I thought I had with my mom is not a very good one. It's not as great as I thought that it was. Her mom's always hid stuff from her. Her mom has always put her work first. And August doesn't like that. So she has that. There's that aspect of their relationship. But again, it's just like a little glimpse of their relationship. I wanted a little bit more. I want a little bit more of August's background and why she is the way that she is. I just haven't gotten there yet. I haven't gotten that part yet. But the mystery behind Jane is very intriguing, and I like how the author is just giving us little bits and pieces here and there. Is this book too long? Yes. This book is too long. I still have 100 pages left. Okay, still have 100 pages left. I think a lot of the fluff could be taken out. You know, it's just a little too long. It's just dragging out a little bit too much. But the audiobook is really funny. If you can get your hands on it, I would highly recommend it. My husband's going golfing, and I'm going to be passenger princess, and I'm taking this. I only have 60 pages left, so we'll see how I feel about it. I think it's going to be a 3.5 though. But yeah, taking you to the golf course. That's where you hit it? So I finished. I'm giving it a 3.5. All the things that I said before are still true. I like the ending. I like how like everything came to a conclusion. It's just a little bit too long. A little bit too long. But when my husband gets back with his phone, I'm going to spin the wheel because we're going to the bookstore after this. And the next book I'm going to read is going to be from the bookstore. So, yeah. Not a bad book. Super cute. Great side characters. Great romance. Just too long and, you know, dragged on a lot. You know what else is amazing to me? He doesn't know these people at all, right? And he can just like talk to them and it's fine for him. Like no awkwardness at all. And they're like best buddies now. It's so weird. My husband's phone. But we're gonna spin the wheel and see what I pick. See what I get. Let's see. 24. What does 24 say? 24 main couple who are 30 plus. Okay. I think I can do that. So, on to the bookstore. everyone, we just got back from golfing. I'm very tired. He played 18 holes and that was like equated to like 4.5 hours of golf. So just riding around made me, I'm tired. And yeah, but wanted to fill you in and let you know. Obviously I finished this, but we went to Barnes & Noble and I bought some books. I'm gonna talk to you about the book that I'm going to read for this particular video. So I did some research and I don't think that this is a true romance, but I read it and I was like, this sounds really cute. This is Evie Drake Starts Over, and this is about Evie or Evie, however you say it, and her husband ends up dying, so she's starting over without him. So I don't want to read a super emotional book like this right now, so I'm not going to read that, but I did get it because it did sound really good. But for this particular video, I do want to read this, At First Sight by Olivia Dade. I've heard really good things about this. She is in her late 30s, he's in his 40s, and he is actually her ex-fiance's older brother. So that sounds messy. And I think they are roommates because she has to move into the spite house that she bought, and I think he lives there too. He helps her move. He's kind of hot. Okay, maybe it's just because he helps her move. I just know that it's her ex's older brother, and I'm like, I want some mess. Was able to get the audiobook for this, and I've heard really good things about it, so why not? And then I ended up picking up these two books as well. This is Not Safe for Work, Work Romance Forbidden, love those. And then Maya's Law of Love. And she's a bride-to-be convinced she's cursed in the romance department and finds her luck changing at exactly the wrong time. So evidently she's not supposed to marry who she wanted to marry. So picked up those 4 books from the bookstore. And next one we're gonna read is this one. Hello. So please ignore this. Oh my god, it hurts so bad. But I finished this and I'm giving it a 3.5. I have a love-hate relationship with this. This was cute, but I don't know, there was just something about it that I personally didn't care for, and I think it was just because I know that, what's his name? I know that Matthew does not want to hurt his brother's feelings, and he has a specific obligation to make sure that his brother's okay, but his brother is also a 30-year-old man, and Matthew has never gone for what he wanted, and he's never had a relationship. And then he has a relationship with Athena, and Athena is down to earth. She has her own demons that she's dealing with too, with depression, but I don't know, I got kind of irritated with him. He's sweet and he's very caring and everything, but I don't know, there's just something about him that I couldn't put my finger on that I didn't particularly care for. So 3.5 is not bad. Let's go ahead and pull up the wheel. I'm hoping that I get like a paranormal romance because I have an arc that, or paranormal or small town, because I have an arc that I need to read by the 16th. So hopefully I can fit it into this particular video. What am I looking for? The wheel. There we go. So we need a, what is that? 19 or 18 or 19. That's what we need today. Or, I'm sorry, 19 or 20 would be good. We got a 2. That's not what I needed. You know what? I'm going to cheat and I'm going to spin it again. Let's see. Did we get it? Did we get a 20? Ha! Yes, we got a 20. Okay, so we're going to be reading Haunted by Desire. And I'm going to put the little thing right here. And that's what we're going to be reading next. Thanks for letting me cheat. Hello. Wanted to fill you in and let you know that I ended up finishing Haunted by Desire, and I'm giving it 2 stars. Or, I'm sorry, Haunted by Desire. And I'm giving it 2 stars. I liked the atmosphere of the book overall. I thought it was really, I liked the house that they were, or I think it was a hotel, something like that. With the place that they were in, I really enjoyed that. I didn't like Nate at all, because the way he came on to Mia, he was a freaking creep. He was a creep, but I mean, whatever floats her boat, she was into it, but I was just like, yeah, I don't like you, dude. And the way he came on to her was just like really creepy, because he automatically started thinking sexual things about her and saying them out loud. And I'm not a dude, but I assume that some dudes do think sexually, like sexualize women right when they see them, but not a lot of people just like come out and say it, because if they do come out and say it, they're a freaking creep. And that's how Nate was. I don't know. He just creeped me out a little bit. I mean, it did have some steamy scenes in it, but they knew each other for like a day, and then Mia was falling in love with him. And it does say it's an insta-love, but a day is very insta-lovey to me. A little too fast. A little too fast. And the story itself, I think, was like 77 pages. And there were some plot holes that were in it, and scenes just coming out of nowhere. And I don't know. I've read short stories that were insta-lovey, obviously, but they were a little bit more unified and structured than this one. So, I don't know. If you're looking for a fall time story and you really don't care about plot or anything like that, maybe you check this out, because it is steamy. If you just want some steamy steam, go for it. And an alpha male, go for it. I don't know. Maybe it'll float your boat, but it didn't float mine. And we're gonna go ahead and spin. So looking at the wheel, I have 4 ways of getting a bingo for this particular video. Let's see if I get one. Oh, my thing scabbed over and it's like almost gone. I think I'm gonna have a scar. So 15. Let's see, did I get a bingo? Did I get a bingo? Did I get a bingo? No. I didn't get, oh my god. I didn't get one. So the next one is a yellow or orange cover. Ooh, I have a really cute romance book that I got a couple weeks ago. It's called Fall for You, I think, or Fall for something like that. And it's like super orangey and everything. I think I'm gonna do that one. But I also have another one. I'll get back to you on which one I decide on. The next one we're gonna read is There's Pumpkin About You by Athena Carsters, I believe. This looks really cute. It's supposed to be about a determined party planner and a grumpy pumpkin farmer. This is gonna be adorable. And the orange cover is doing it. The other one was a little bit more brown than I remembered. So we're gonna read this. I love me a grumpy male character, okay? I love them. I love them so much. You're in a new spot. I'm about to work out. But wanted to fill you in and let you know that I'm a little under 100 pages left for this book. And it's really cute. It's an easy romance to get into. You have a grumpy August, and Rin is a party planner. She sees the barn on August's pumpkin farm, and she's like, hey, let's work together. And he's like, me, I don't want to. But she really needs for him to like work with her so she can get her business off, like started and everything like that. And he is just a grump. He's autistic. He lets her know like right off the bat that he's autistic, which I thought was kind of weird. But he tells you how it is. People in the community don't really like him. One, because they don't really know him and they don't take the time to get to know him. and he's just by himself. He has his brothers, and he just does pumpkin stuff. That's his life. But when he meets Ren, he is instantly intrigued with her, which kind of irritates him because he just wants to run his pumpkin farm and be by himself. But then he realizes, like, hey, she's not that bad. And he's attracted to her. It irritates him that he's attracted to her. She's very patient with him, and she doesn't care that he's autistic, which is great. There's a lot of representation in here, obviously, of somebody being autistic, and just having to kind of reframe your brain to understand somebody who has a learning disability like that, and how patience is kindness, and helping them understand social cues, and helping them realize, like, hey, not everybody is out to be an ass to you, so don't be an ass to people, you know? Because he is just very straightforward, doesn't really care, doesn't think that he's being mean when he actually is. And if you've never been around somebody who's autistic like that, it's kind of jarring, because you're like, what the did I do to you, you know? But he's just a big grumpy teddy bear, honestly. He really is. But one thing about this is the author is telling me and not showing me all of their feelings. They have deep feelings for each other, but I haven't seen it. I've just been told it, if that makes sense. So y'all know, if you don't know, I like for people to show me feelings instead of telling me feelings. So that's one of the issues that I'm having with this book. So I finished There's Pumpkin About You, and I keep going back and forth between a 2.5 and a 3, so I'm just going to give it a 2.75, because although I love me a grumpy male character, love them, there's a difference between being an asshole and being grumpy. In August, I did not like the way that he spoke to Ren, and at the end there was a miscommunication. I don't like miscommunications in my romances. I just wish people would talk to each other. And at the end there was a fight and all that stuff, or whatever you want to call it. And the way that August spoke to Ren and the way that he treated her rubbed me the wrong way. I was gonna give this a 3.5, but then that happened, and I was like, you know what? No, I just don't like the way that he treated her, and the way he didn't give her the benefit of the doubt, regardless that he is autistic. I don't think that that governs him to be able to treat people the way that he did. I know that there have been some issues with him and like how people have treated him in the past, but like I said, there's a difference between being grumpy and just being a complete butthole, and he was a complete butthole. And everybody's like, he's a really good guy, yada da da da, he does really nice things, but you can do really nice things and still be not a good person, and I don't think that he wasn't a good person. He just rubbed me the wrong way. I like it when my men are grumpy, but when it comes to their person, they're just like, you know, I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. So 2.75. I think that I am very harsh on my romances, okay? And I expect a lot out of romance books because I've been reading romance for so long. But if you're just getting into romance and you're wanting just a very small town, cozy, not super spicy romance with a grump main character, autistic representation, and diversity, then I think that you would like this. But me, August just wasn't my favorite. I think Ren deserves better. I do. I think she deserves better. Should I be giving August the benefit of the doubt? He's a freaking fictional main character. I tried to, but I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Okay, so let's spin the wheel. See what we get. 23. I got a freaking bingo. Okay, I got a bingo. Well, I have to read the book first, but it's a Why Choose Romance. Do I have any Why Choose Romances on my shelves? But I got a freaking bingo. See? It's a bingo. I have the bingo. Oh, I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, so I'll have to look and see which. Could I read another paranormal romance with a Why Choose with like werewolves and stuff? Ooh, possibly. I'll be ready. After doing some extensive research, I have found one poking around. It's a hockey romance by Emily Rath. And yeah, we're gonna read this. I got the audiobook for it too. This is a chunky book. Why is it almost 600 pages? Yeah, we're gonna read this next because I got a bingo. Yay. Okay, I'll stop. I'll let you know how I feel about it halfway through. I have thoughts on this book. Not that I'm not liking it, but there is no reason why this book should be this long. Okay. We have Rachel, Caleb, and Jake, and Mars. And Rachel just got a fellowship with Jake's hockey team. Caleb is the assistant equipment manager, and then Mars is the goalie of the team. Jake is, he's some sort of a defenseman. I can't remember what his position is. But essentially, Jake and Rachel had a fling, and Rachel doesn't realize that Jake plays on this hockey team when she gets her fellowship, and sparks start going, but she also finds Caleb, Jake's best friend, attractive. She lives next door to Caleb because of the housing situation, but she also finds Mars attractive, and evidently Rachel has got something special going on because every man in this book wants her. And which is fine. She's not like other girls, you know. It doesn't need to be 600 pages for me to get that and to understand that they are all attracted to one another and that they all want to, you know, screw one another constantly. I understand that completely. I am at 318 pages, chapter 64. I still have 200 and something pages to go to finish this book. It could have been cut down a lot. I'd say every 5 to 10 pages, you get a sex scene. They're screwing all over the place. And I like smut in my books, but I also like a plot. And there's really not a plot in here. Rachel is their doctor, or she's Jake and Mars's doctor, which is totally unethical. Evidently there's a clause that they can get around it or whatever, but it's totally unethical. She is not professional, in my opinion, whatsoever. That's one thing in my books, like doctor-patient romances and stuff like that. It's hard for me to like them because it's like a power imbalance, you know, but evidently they like it, so whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. But then Rachel and Mars have a spark too. Mars is this huge Finnish dude that looks like a Viking, and he has a big beard, and he's blonde, and he's just intimidating. They call him the bear because he's huge, and he really likes Rachel too. I like Mars. I also like Caleb. Jake is a golden retriever, and I like my dudes a little bit more brooding. He is very worried about what other people think about him, whereas Caleb and Mars, they don't care at all what people think about them. They might a little bit, but they don't show it as much as Jake. Jake wears his feelings on his sleeve, and he is not annoying, but to a point where it's just like he's very insecure, and Rachel is constantly having to rub his ego so he feels better about himself, whereas Caleb is the darker of the two, and he is very standoffish. Takes a lot for him to open up, which I appreciate about that. And then Mars, he just doesn't like people. He doesn't want to be around people. He doesn't want to talk to people. He doesn't want to do anything. And Rachel's trying to bring him out of his shell. And I like Caleb and Mars a lot. But yeah, Rachel, she has got it going on evidently, and all the men want her. Good for her. Caleb are cool with it as long as they get Rachel. Mars, I don't really know about him yet, but yeah, that's really it. A lot of sex, some hockey. Rachel telling all these dudes that she loves them and stuff like that. Like, why chooses have to be done in a very specific way for me to take them seriously. And I don't know if this one's gonna hit that mark. But it's them. They like it, so that's all that matters. My opinions don't matter at this point. I ended up finishing this, and I'm gonna give it a 3.75. Not that it's a bad book or anything, but this book is chunky, and it didn't need to be that chunky. Like, we didn't need all that to figure out that Rachel is gonna get all the guys and everything's gonna work out perfectly. We didn't need all the extra fluff in here, and that's what it was. It was just kind of fluff. I do think there was a little bit too much sex on page, and it just got repetitive after a while. Although I did learn a lot. There's something. I did learn a lot, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that could happen, you know? Anyways, but it's a wide choose. It's funny. It has heartwarming moments. It has people learning about their sexuality. It has people opening up to those around them that they have loved for forever, and they're finally getting to explore that with that person. And overall, I did like all the characters. Elmari is my favorite. Caleb is my second favorite. I still don't really like I like Jake, but I couldn't he's a golden retriever, but he is also extremely insecure, and he expected people to like rub his ego, and I don't like that. I don't like that all that much, and he just kind of got annoying. Although I know a lot of people like that when male characters open up and they show their feelings and stuff like that, but it just happened a little bit too much. And Rachel, she carried a lot of the weight of all of these guys, but the way that she did it, I was like, oh, okay, so this possibly could work, you know? It could work, but to each is their own. I don't know if I'm going to continue on with this series. I might, because her best friend Tessa's story is next, and I liked that relationship development with Langley, because Langley is, Tessa's a Spitfire, and Langley is just like this awkward dude, and I like those. I like that combination. Anyways, let's talk about overall ratings. Okay, so overall rating for this particular video is a 3.51, which is not that bad considering I'm extremely harsh on a lot of romances because I have very high expectations for romances when I go into them. I've read a lot of romances over the years. I have very particular tastes, and it takes a lot for me to give a romance a 5-star. If I give a romance a 5-star, that's like all-time favorite romance, top tier, loved it. Like, if I give a romance a 3-star, that's pretty good. So I think this video was overall a success. I didn't have a 5-star particularly, but I did have 4.5. I had two 4.5s, a 4.25, 2 4s, and then a bunch of 3s of variations. I don't think that this video was that bad, to be completely honest. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video, if you agree with any of my thoughts, if you disagree, if you read these books, how you felt about them, you know, just put it down in the comments below, and I will see you on the next video. I love doing this. It was so much fun.